I thought I would hop on because I need to be really vulnerable with you guys. I've been like really struggling how to describe what I offer. Like how do I package this into people know exactly what they're getting? Because my services are really tailored to each individual because everybody's different. So the reason why I'm struggling is because when you go through courses, they're always like, oh, you have to nail down like who's your target market, like who's your avatar, who do you want to sell to? And I'm like, I thought I had like nailed that down, but then I'm finding that I'm actually accidentally working more with other people. I thought I'd mostly be working with women, which I do. I do work a lot with women, but I'm finding a lot of men reaching out to get help too, and I'm finding a lot of success with them as well. So I don't want to rule out men, and I don't want them to make them feel like I can't help them, because I can, and I do like helping men too. My goal though is to really help more women, because I feel like I'm really trying to raise that feminine energy that needs to happen in society. And to do that, I really need to focus on helping the women, and specifically women with children, because I want to make sure that this gets passed down to them, like directly to their children. So like generational trauma doesn't continue, so that children learn how to emotionally regulate themselves, so that they don't end up being like abusers themselves or end up in abusive relationships, so they're not trying to relive their childhood traumas in adult lifehood like we usually do. So try to nail that down into like a specific offer and who I would help and what that looks like that's hard to describe. I mean, I kind of did, but it's really long and not really succinct, and it's not an elevator pitch really. So if you guys could help in that aspect, like I would really love your help. My background and what I do. So I started my company Obtaining Bliss in 2017. I started it 6 years after I got out of my first abusive relationship. When I started the business, I focused on, my avatar was helping women in domestic violence situations, like helping them learn how to heal themselves so that they can move on, and heal and move on so that they know how to overcome the triggers and all that stuff that happens to them after going through a traumatic event like a domestic violence situation, and to make sure that they raise their kids in a healthy environment and raise them with the mindset shifts that they need to be able to emotionally regulate themselves and to set boundaries and realize that they need to put themselves in more healthy situations. So that's how it started, and that was because of I was in an abusive marriage. My first marriage was an abusive marriage, and then after going through that, I've had severe depression since I was little because I've got severe childhood trauma too. But when I first started this like domestic violence situation, because I was in that, and then once I started helping others heal and at the same time going through my own healing journey, I evolved like so freaking much. I mean, my evolution since starting my business, my own personal evolution from 2017 to it's 2023 now, that's 6 years, literally 6 years later. And I have changed into such a different person. And I know it's like 6 years, like, oh yeah, everybody changes in 6 years. And it's like, yeah, they do. But my hugest transformation has actually just been in the last 2. And that's because I started the business 2017, got a little traction, I just started it as a blog and a way to help people for free, and then wasn't really doing much, wasn't building up an audience, and then kind of shifted to coaching because that's what they told me I should shift into, because I'm really good at working with people one-on-one, which I am. Suggested I work into a coach and transfer my skills into a coaching business, life coaching business. So then I went through that, and then went through all the imposter syndrome stuff, like, oh, I'm not trained in this, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, I don't have a doctorate, I don't have all this, but it's like, I've got 40 years of trauma experience. I've got 12 years of domestic violence experience, being a victim, going through personal development myself and learning everything I've had to learn, and 10 years of cognitive behavioral therapy. I've got training, and I've got tapping therapy. I've gone through training through energy healing, and I've also gone through spiritual healing and spiritual activations, and those get into a little bit of the higher tier healing stuff that most people they'll get to it. That's how I see my progression going, is first I help my clients heal their muggle stuff, and I call them muggle problems because they're in the 3D world. First I help them heal that. after they've healed that, because once you heal that, you really open up the realm and the spectrum to spirit world and the bigger meaning and the purpose and stuff in life. That's like the really good juicy stuff. And I want to get people to heal enough so that they can get to that point, because that's the point that I got to, and it's the most fucking amazing thing ever. But you can't get to that point until you've done the muggle healing first. Like, you've got to heal the shit in the body and all that crap to get there. Heal your inner muggle so you can become a wizard. I love that. Like, that's pretty succinct and to the point, and I think it gets people imagining, like, what does that mean? Like, ooh, that's intriguing. I want to heal my inner muggle. We've all got an inner muggle. Like, I want to heal that because I want to be a wizard too. Magical. Like, it entices that feeling of magic and wonder, and most people who know and love Harry Potter, like, they're gonna get that. I am a Harry Potter fan. I am not a huge Harry Potter fan, and the reason for that is because I didn't read the books. And I know, like, most Harry Potter people are gonna be like, coming at me, and I'm sorry. I apologize. But I have a really good excuse. I don't read fiction. I struggle with reading because of how my brain works. I struggle with the comprehension of words sometimes, and I know there's skills and stuff that I can do to help that and heal that. It's not a priority for me right now. That's not what I'm focusing my time on. My time is really on helping others heal and enlightening them. So heal your inner muggle so you can become a wizard. Like, I think that would resonate a lot with people enough where they'd be like, that makes sense to me, because when I think of muggle in Harry Potter sense, I think of Hermione. And the reason I think of Hermione is because she was half muggle, and she struggled, and she was bullied and called a muggle from all these other people. So I think that resonates with us because that brings out our inner child that was bullied, that comes out and is like, we don't want to be a muggle. We want to be a wizard. Hermione didn't want to be a muggle. She wanted to be a wizard, because if she was more muggle, she wouldn't be able to do the wizardly things. As you remember in the movie, that part of her actually is what probably made her the best wizard. She was super wicked smart. She understood the biases that comes with being half muggle, half wizard. And on this realm, like, I think that will resonate with people, and they'll understand that part of them that's the muggle, that's the disconnect for them. What my course is gonna do is it's gonna bring those two pieces together so beautifully so that they can work in harmony instead of against each other. Does that make sense? I don't know how to word that or verbalize that on paper. Like, the techniques I use with people to help them heal they're fast, depending on the problem or issue that somebody might be working on, how deeply ingrained of a belief system it might be, or how deeply of a problem it might be for them, like how long it's been persisting. Depending on the severity of it, it can take a little bit longer. On average, I can clear a problem from a person emotionally, like completely, about 10 minutes. Like, on average, that's how long it takes me. So I can work through shit with people really fucking quick. You know, you've been procrastinating, you can't seem to get over procrastinating about the shit that you want to do. Work with me. Like, seriously, 20 minutes, I can help shift that shit. Like, I personally have used this. I didn't just use it on myself. Like, I had other people who have been trained in this work the system with me. So I was able to get help that way. And I was able to clear my procrastination. I was addicted. I was fucking addicted to my phone. I played games all the time. I played games to avoid doing the hard work. I was so scared of it. Like, seriously, I was scared of success. I was scared of failing others. I think that was my biggest fear. My biggest fear was people are trusting me with their lives, and I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing, but that's still a big responsibility, and that's what scared me, because that's a big, huge responsibility to have the power to help somebody make those shifts and help them see. Like, I've helped people have massive shifts, massive, like life-changing, and I've done it over and over and over again. I've got evidence, you know, like, I've got that confirmation that I can help people and I can actually really, really make a difference. And people have told me that I've helped them make a huge difference in their lives. I know I can clear this. I know this is an issue. I can recognize that it's an issue for me, and I know I can can clear it, but I just don't want to. I'm just like, I don't want it right now. So that's what I did for like the longest time. Like I knew what I needed to do. I knew the steps I needed to take all the time. It's just that action part for me. And that I found out came down to my ADHD brain. That dysfunction in the brain chemically actually prohibits a person from like taking action. Like, but if it doesn't have like a deeper feeling of reward, it's not worth doing sometimes, you know? When it comes to motivating yourself enough to take the action you need to take so that you can live the life that you really want to live, you really got to look at it at that perspective sometimes. And you need to get out of the muggle brain mode way more often because we get stuck in that mode. And we have to remember that we're actually wizards. We can design our lives with our fucking wands, and we just got to remember that we can do it. And we forget all the time. Like we fucking forget all the time, and we get stuck in this muggle body and in this muggle world, and we forget that. But sometimes if you have the right person to help guide you, you can remember on a more consistent basis that you're a wizard, because they'll remind you that you're a wizard. And when you're reminded that you're a wizard, you can actually perform spells successfully in the world. So you can create the world you want to create. You got to heal your shit, and then you can move on to wizarding school. Like it takes the steps. We need to learn how to heal and to clear those blockages so that we're open to being able to actually receive and give in the most amazing, loving way, in the best wizardly way possible. It's just amazing to see the growth when that can happen. It lights me up. It's so transformative, and I want every single person to feel what I've felt. It's profound. I look at the world so differently now. I'm getting emotional. I'm going to like pause and just tissue for a second because I'm so emotional, and this is how I process. Like now I do this, like I can cry and it's okay, and I'm gonna go cry for a bit because that's what my body needs to do, and I just need to allow that to happen. But I'm not gonna do the whole thing on camera, okay? Bye. I do that a lot now. I cry a lot now. And the thing is I cry more when I'm happy than I do when I'm sad. When I get sad or when I get upset or when I feel some really like heavy negative emotion, it's not as draining anymore when I have sad cries now. I really felt into it. And when you can get to this point where you can feel into every emotion and not be scared of it, that's something that's worth so much, because I'm able to feel every single emotion, and it's not just the bad ones. I feel the good ones too, and the good ones are so fucking amazing. I remember being so traumatized and so blocked and so stuck that I would be so numb, and I still sometimes can feel my body go back to that where it kind of numbs out, and I have to be hyper aware of that because my body has a tendency to do that from the past. But I will tell you, after doing the work, the deep inner work through this stuff, I feel the good emotions like on a more bright level. It feels warm. It's a great feeling. When you feel the good feelings, you're actually feeling great. It's amazing. And yeah, and you can feel the negative emotions too. Like I feel anger still, and I can feel sadness, and I can feel through all of it, and I can feel frustration, and I am more in tune with all the emotions that I have now, and I'm still working on getting into and feeling them more and recognizing them more and actually feeling into what they mean, because that's what our emotions are. They're there to teach us stuff every time. It's like our body's way of telling us, hey, this is something you need to be looking at. When you go through the healing process, you can really start to shift your perspective and really start to believe this. You believe that every emotion isn't there to be hurtful or harmful. It's there to teach you something. It's there to show you how to appreciate and be grateful and learn what you might need to learn in that moment. That's why it's important to feel into our emotions, because they send us messages from our higher selves exactly what we're supposed to do. And when you can heal, you can hear that more, and you can be way more aware of it so that you can create the life you want, because she's trying to help you do that. That's probably a really good way to describe it. Always my goal is to try to say things in a way that will help you understand, because I understand that everybody is they're on a different part of their journey, so they might not be in a place where they they can understand something in the way that it was said. So I want to make sure that I am saying it in as many ways as possible so that no matter where you are on your journey, you're going to understand what I'm saying, and it's going to help you so that you can take action to heal yourself.